up, Undroppables Nation? I'm your host, Josh Lee, and we're here again today with another Best Ball Mania draft. Super excited. So let's just jump right into it. I mean, I have been doing a lot of data analysis, basically to just identify who the late round players that I should target, who do I think is undervalued right now. And a lot of that's just being driven by just the data that I've been able to pull from Best Ball Mania. So let's just go ahead, share the screen, and just jump straight into it. Entire screen 2. Here we go. All right. So, okay, we're waiting on 3 people. Let me just show you guys exactly what I've been doing. So I've been spending some time doing some data analysis, yada, yada. And so what it's been looking like, honestly, I built some XG boost models. If you guys have been following along, I love building XG boost models. They are very powerful in terms of building models that have really strong predictive power. So what I did was I took the Best Ball Mania data set, segmented it into each of the positions, QB, running back, wide receiver, tight end. And I wanted to see what was most important. What are the most important variables that you should be looking at? What are the stats you should be paying attention to when you're trying to predict how many points a player is going to score in the next season? So first, for quarterback, actually for every single position that I was looking at, one of the most important variables was the PPR points per game from 2 years ago. PPR on here is indicative of half PPR, since that is the Best Ball Mania scoring format. So for quarterbacks, the top 2 most important variables are 2 years ago PPR and what was their draft pick. Makes sense. Years experience 3rd, BMI 4th, passing touchdowns 5th, rushing EPA 6th. So those are our top 6 variables. Rushing EP, or what was that last one? Weekly finish standard deviation. So that weekly finish STD, that is the standard deviation for a player's weekly finish from the previous season. So if they finish like QB1 a bunch of times and then finish like QB5 a bunch of times, then their standard deviation is going to be pretty small because their spread is between QB1 and QB5. Their standard deviation would probably be what, like 1 point something, 2 point something. Whereas if a quarterback is finishing like QB1 once, QB30 a bunch of other times, then their standard deviation is going to be much wider. So that standard weekly finish standard deviation outcome is able to capture a player's unpredictability, since we want those stable high scorers. So that was for quarterbacks. For running backs, we are 4 most important variables by far. 2 years ago PPR, draft number, BMI, and years experience. Pretty self-explanatory for a running back. We want running backs who have been in the league for a little bit. I think there's a little bit of a survivorship bias there, whereas the guys who do stay in the league longer are going to be your better, more productive running backs. BMI makes sense. Draft number makes sense. 2 years ago PPR also makes sense. So one thing that I've been doing in my drafts is looking down the board a little bit and finding the guys who produced really well 2 years ago. And so I've been targeting those guys. Wide receiver model, 2 years ago PPR, again, best variable by far. Where our next 3 years experience, receiving EPA, and draft number, all pretty self-explanatory. But the 2 years ago PPR, honestly, that is probably the best variable that we have in terms of being able to take advantage of the pricing in the draft room. So we got the 101. Let's go. The influencer 101. So we're going to get our first share of Justin Jefferson. Let me go ahead and show everybody what the output from these models look like. I'll get into tight end once I'm off the clock. But we get our first influencer 101. So super excited for this. This is actually our first 101. All right, so for quarterbacks, top 3, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert. Herbert is going to be a guy that we definitely want to be targeting later in drafts. Might go for Herbert in this draft. Running back, top 4 or top 6, CMC, Derrick Henry, Saquon, Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara obviously probably will fall out a little bit because of that legal issue, so we probably won't be targeting him. We will be looking at the Najee, Joe Mixon, Saquon, Derrick Henry, depending on where those guys fall. And then for receivers, number 1, Justin Jefferson, by far. Let's go ahead and take him. Yep. So Justin Jefferson, clear consensus 101. I mean, the man's a stud. He is going to continue to put up super, super high numbers. And let me actually go ahead and show you guys where Kirk Cousins falls, because I think these Viking stacks are definitely one to target, because Kirk Cousins comes in at QB4 on these rankings. So let me back up in terms of like the actual predictability of this model output. So the model output actually looks at, I'll let you guys see the draft board so you guys can see how this is running out while I'm talking through this. But this model that is predicting the number of points that a player is going to score in this upcoming season, the actual R squared for our receivers, quarterbacks, and tight ends is about 50%. So what that R squared means is our model is able to basically explain the variance. They're able to explain, it's able to explain 50% of the variance that's occurring in the data set. Obviously, there's a ton of variance in seasonal fantasy football. That's the name of the game. The name of the game is variance. So the fact that we're able to explain 50% of that variance is really, really encouraging. And this is just my first iteration of this model. I'm going to continue to build this out throughout the rest of the season. You guys can continue to follow along. And then I'll probably start posting the output from my model on my Twitter. So you guys can go ahead and follow me at Joshua J. Hyun on Twitter. That Jaehyun is Jaehyun. Go ahead and give me a follow. Also, big shout out to the Undroppables. Go ahead and follow the Undroppables on Twitter as well. I'm going to be doing these live streams all off season long. So Justin Jefferson 101. Let's go back into our actual model output and we can kind of take a look. So Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones, Jared Goff, super, super surprising to me. So one thing that I will let you guys know is the error bars on these numbers are actually pretty big. The error bars are about 50 points. So obviously that can sway the rankings by a pretty significant margin. And it's really difficult to predict injuries. So obviously that's going to play a factor as well. Injuries, I think that's just more of a luck-based thing. Unless it's a player who's had an injury-riddled career, then you might be able to understand that a little bit better. But in terms of like the actual players that are ranked here, I'm using this more directionally versus taking it as like, oh yeah, Kirk Cousins is QB4. He's going to be QB4 in the season. No, that is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that Kirk Cousins is probably being undervalued. He's being drafted as what? Let me see where Kirk Cousins is on this board. Kirk Cousins is being drafted as QB 14, going in at ADP of 99.3. And players like Jalen Hurts is probably the most surprising one to me, because Jalen Hurts is down here. I don't really understand why Jalen Hurts is so far down there. I'm going to basically do a deep dive into my model to understand why certain players are being ranked lower than what I would expect them to be ranked. So that's to come. Maybe I'll do that on a future episode. Maybe I'll do that on my Twitter. Haven't really decided that. But it's really interesting that Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones, Jared Goff are being projected higher than some of these guys. But I think we can use that information to maybe take advantage and maybe avoid some of these early quarterbacks that I think that are going to fall later in the season, and maybe go after some of these other guys like a Chris Olave. Oh, that would have been beautiful. Chris Olave fell. But Devontae Smith is here. T. Higgins is here. Let me go ahead and take Derrick Henry first, because I definitely want Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is all the way up here directionally. I love that. For our wide receivers, who are some of these guys at the top? Devonta Smith is all the way up here. So T. Higgins is right there as well. It's only 11-point spread, but I will be taking Devonta Smith here as well, just because Devonta Smith is an absolute stud. He's someone that I've been a fan of for a very, very long time. So let's stack up Derrick Henry, Justin Jefferson, and Devonta Smith. What a room that this is starting out to be. Got our hero running back with Derrick Henry, and we have Justin Jefferson, Devonta Smith. So I'm excited with the way that we're starting this so far. We're obviously going to be targeting a Kirk Cousins a little bit later in the draft. Let's see if I know any of these names in here. We have one red badge. I don't really know exactly what the badges mean. I just know that that means that they play a lot of Underdog. But okay, we're up in 19 picks. Let's go ahead and see who are some other guys we want to be targeting. All right, so I mean the receivers have what's the R squared over here? Let me double check this. I know there was we're able to predict receivers at a very high confidence, so I love that. Receiver R squared is at 50%. Quarterback R squared is 54%. RB R square and tight end R square is a little bit lower. It's at 35% and 32%. I think we're able to understand the RB R square a little bit better because injuries just happen so often at the running back position where it might be a little bit more difficult to predict who's going to be at the top just because of injuries is such a unpredictable sort of game. And then tight ends, I think, is probably the most touchdown dependent position. Maybe if we only segmented it to the top 24 tight ends, we might be able to predict better because we did include all of the tight ends from the past 7 years. So that's going to have a lot of nothing burgers, but definitely going to use RB and tight end data a little bit more directionally. But I'm going to use quarterback and receiver data a little bit stronger because our quarterback error bar is going to be 85 points. That's pretty big. But still, I like the direction. I like using that information directionally in terms of how those players are priced in our drafts. Receiver, on the other hand, it's only at a 62% or 62 point error bar. I like that a lot better. That's going to give us a little bit more confidence in the actual wide receiver output. So we can use these rankings a little bit more true to what they are. And it's encouraging that our receivers have JJ, Tyreek, Devontae, Diggs, Amon-Ra, AJ Brown, CD. These are the best receivers in the NFL. So the fact that I got Justin Jefferson and Devontae Smith here says a lot. And definitely going to be targeting guys like Hollywood, Terry, Chris Godwin, Mike Williams, DJ Moore, Christian Kirk, Michael Pittman, Deebo Samuel. These guys are all going later in drafts. Deontay Johnson. Interesting that Cooper Kupp is down here. I don't know what to make of that. Very, very interesting. Maybe Cooper Kupp should not be a first-round pick. I actually expect Cooper Kupp to fall throughout the offseason in terms of ADP. So I would not be drafting any Cooper Kupp in May. Brandon Cooks is very undervalued. Mike Evans, Darnell Mooney is way, way down there. He's someone we can target. So definitely going to be looking out for some of these guys. Let me look at the tight ends because I haven't been focusing too much on this output so far. Cole Kmet was a really interesting one. And I also thought Noah Fant down here is super interesting as well. Because Noah Fant basically goes undrafted in these in Best Ball Mania. And do you guys remember when Noah Fant was a 5th round pick in redraft? Because I definitely remember those days. Okay. Probably want to go wide receiver here. Let me go look at the wide receiver list one more time. Okay. Amari just went. Oh, one thing also missing from this data was the rookies from last year, and I got to figure out a way to pop those in there. Where's Hawkinson on the tight end list? He's 4th. Goddard is lower. So maybe we'll wait on Goddard since we already have Devontae. I wonder if Herbert is here. Herbert is here. And Mike Williams got taken. Mike Williams got taken 3-7. Okay, I think if where's Keenan Allen on our list? He's a little bit further down. Don't love that. But we would do it for the stack. I wonder if DeAndre Hopkins made this list. DeAndre Hopkins is low. That's telling me he might be a little bit overpriced. Okay. Elims, who you taking? Don't take my boy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Herbert. Keenan Allen. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Oh, this draft. Oh, shit, guys. Oh, shit. We might be doing it. We might be doing it. We might be doing it. Let's go. All right, we got to stay focused. Okay. We might be doing it, though. Herbert. Oh, my God. Look at this team. Justin Herbert, Derrick Henry, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Smith, Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen is our wide receiver 3. Okay, maybe he gets hurt. Maybe he goes down. Got to do it for the stack. He'll come back just like last season and pop off week 17. Let's go. Okay. So the fact that we have the Chargers, oh my God, and the Chargers just got Kellen Moore as their offensive coordinator, super pass happy team. They're going to freaking sling the ball with Justin Herbert. Oh, I cannot wait. Herbert QB1 this season. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Some more undervalued players down here. Let's see our running back list. See if any of these guys. Is Mixon there? No, Mixon got taken, didn't he? No? Ooh. Okay. Mixon's there at 65. Where's our next pick? We're 18 picks away. Okay. If Mixon falls here somehow, we will take a Joe Mixon. I think the top receiver available is Hollywood there. Hollywood is there. Okay, so we're going to look at a Hollywood. Who do the Chargers play this year? The Chargers obviously play those guys. They play the NFC North. The NFC North and the AFC East. NFC North, AFC East. Okay, I like that we have Jeff Jefferson then. Oh, they're going to be playing in the Dome. Please make that the Week 17 matchup. If the Chargers and the Vikings is the Week 17 matchup, we're drafting the $3 million team right now. Jesus Christ. Okay, maybe we'll even get like a Jordan Addison in our next pick. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Come on. Come on. Let the room fall to us exactly how we want it to. Okay. So we'll look at a Jordan Addison. Okay, another thing that's missing from this model right now is there's no rookies in there. So we're lacking that piece of data. But we're going to figure out a way to get rookies into these rankings and figure out a way to get last year's rookies into these rankings because those guys are missing. So yeah. Okay. Damn it. Addison just went. That's fine. We will look to get Hollywood, and that would benefit us a ton if Mr. Hopkins leaves town, because Hollywood way up there is very exciting for us. Is Godwin there? Godwin is gone as well. So I guess all the receivers. Oh, Mike Evans just went. Where's Mike Evans on here? Mike Evans at 183. Deontay's a guy we want to target. Pittman is probably gone. Christian Kirk is probably gone. So Hollywood is the one guy that is left. Deontay is also here. So we could look at a Deontay Johnson a little bit later. We just need Hollywood to slip to us. Did Joe Mixon get taken? Where's Joe Mixon? Oh, yeah, he did get taken at 5'11". All right. Hopefully Hollywood falls into our lap. And he does. He does. Mr. Hollywood. Hollywood. Okay. And then I think I want to go Deontay Johnson. Just because Deontay Johnson should. Ooh, Tyler Lockett's there too. All right, we'll go Deontay. We don't have any Deontay yet. Do they play the Steelers? They do not play the Steelers. Do they play? I don't know who they play. Okay, we got Deontay Johnson. Our receiver room looks pretty freaking good. And then now since we've already focused so much draft capital on the receiver position, we're going to look to the running back position a little bit more. Where's Quentin Johnston down here? Oh, to Quentin Johnston. Did he go earlier? What? Oh, 88. That would have been a little. I should have reached on Quentin Johnston. That was my mistake. I should have gotten Quentin Johnston instead of Deontay Johnson. I didn't look hard enough. That is a little bit poopy on me, and that probably would have helped our championship hopes a little bit better. But alas, we stick to it. Okay, so we want to look for. All right, Mixon got taken. Javonte Williams, is he down here or did he get taken? Javonte's right here. We could. So even though Javonte did have that ACL injury, it was week 2. So it was much earlier in the season. That gives me a little bit of hope for him to be ready week 1. And even if he isn't, we could draft like a Samaje Perine. Denver Broncos post-draft observations include faith in Javonte Williams. Navigating through the process, saying the 90-man roster has the Broncos have missed the playoffs, and he's one of the great. But what else do we know? The team has plenty of confidence in Javonte. That the team is running by front of the prem does not show those concerns. The Broncos not draft running only one huge vote of confidence. Okay. If Javonte Williams falls to us, we will take him. He's one of those guys where if news starts to come out that Javonte Williams is going to be healthy to begin the year, he is going to shoot up draft boards. I mean, he was getting drafted in the 3rd round last year. And the fact that we can get him all the way down here, hopefully if he survives to the 8-9 turn, we will be taking us some Javonte Williams. We definitely want to be focusing on Lenny and Gibson later in the draft. Swift already went, Dalvin went, Tony Pollard already went. James Robinson's an interesting one. People are saying that he's a cut candidate. I don't know if I necessarily believe those rumors. So maybe we'll focus on a James Robinson later in the draft as like our last pick. Because if he makes the team, he's probably going to slide up draft boards a little bit. David Montgomery. Whoa, Ramondre is down there. Okay. I mean, some of these, obviously, like these have pretty big error bars. I think it's 70 points. What are the error bars on them bitches? Let's see. Running back 66. Okay, that's actually not too bad. So it's kind of wild, honestly, that James Robinson is that high up there. Again, the rookies from last year aren't in this model, and the rookies from this year aren't in this model. So I still need to get that sorted out. But some of these names are very, very interesting. And 60 points, so that would bring some of these guys down to 60 points, which makes sense. A lot of these guys are going to be down in that 60-point range. But these are interesting. I like some of these guys. I wonder where Zeke is. Where's Ezekiel Elliott? Did he not make it into this data set either? Okay. Obviously, this data set still needs some work. Cam Akers. That hurts. Okay, Javonte's still there. What stacks could we go for? All right, we're definitely going to get Kirk Cousins down here. So that we – did Javonte just go? He did. Okay. That's unfortunate, but we're going to have to start focusing on the running back position. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I want to focus a lot more on the running back position. But let's go ahead and grab Kirk Cousins first. And then rookies from last year aren't in here. Maybe we can take a swing on like a James Cook. The Chargers do not play the Bills. They do play the Bills. Ooh, maybe we can do like a James Cook, like Dalton Kincaid. Where's Kincaid on here? Ooh, that'd be spicy. Get a James Cook, Dalton Kincaid. That would be something that I would be all over. But hopefully Kirk Cousins makes it to us. We'll go ahead and hit the draft button on Kirk Cousins, and then a James Cook if he makes it to us. You probably should take a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers, okay. You probably should take a quarterback, not Kirk Cousins. None of you have JJ. It does not make sense for any of you guys to take Kirk Cousins. Please, please, please. Let's see. Njoku, okay. Let's go. Okay. So we will take a Kirk Cousins and we will take a Mr. James Cook. Sweet. Let's go. Okay. So we have Derrick Henry, James. So, okay. For the audio listeners at home, we have Justin Herbert, Kirk Cousins, Derrick Henry, James Cook, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Smith, Keenan Allen, Hollywood Brown, and Deontay Johnson. Okay. So we're probably going to want to go back to the running back well. I know Kamara was super high. Maybe some of you folks at home are like, oh, Kamara is 6th in your rankings. And he was on the board. Why didn't you take Kamara? I'm really worried about the Kamara situation. He's definitely going to get suspended. I just don't know how many games he's going to get suspended. It seems like the Saints are pretty worried that he's going to get suspended for a pretty decent chunk of the season as well, because they signed Jamal Williams for decent money, and then they also spent a 3rd-round draft pick on Kendre Miller. So I would be a little bit more intrigued to take a Kendre Miller much, much later in the draft than an Alvin Kamara this high. And Alvin Kamara did not perform too well in the Dennis Allen. I think Dennis Allen's our coach in the Dennis Allen offensive system. 2 years ago, he had Sean Payton. That's why I was trying to get a Javonte Williams. But since Sean Payton likes to use 2 running backs, I'm going to be targeting a Samaje Perine a little bit later in the draft. But I'm liking our team so far. I like it a lot. We'll just have to see who falls to our next pick. Okay, let's see who's in the range of our next pick. We'll probably reach a little bit and take Dalton Kincaid if he falls to us, because the Chargers do play Buffalo. So we have James Cook, we have Dalton Kincaid, we have Keenan Allen, we have Justin Herbert. QJ went, unfortunately. When did QJ go? Yeah, 88. I messed up by not taking him over Deontay Johnson. That's okay, though. Deontay Johnson should be good this year. I'm a big fan of the Steelers bouncing back. I'm a big fan of Kenny Pickett taking a step forward. So I do like Najee Harris in drafts as well. I know Najee Harris is kind of shit on as a pick because he was kind of a plotter. He didn't do great last year, but he's going to get so much volume. He's going to get the targets. Kenny Pickett does like to throw it underneath a decent amount, but Kenny Pickett also loves to stretch the field and toss that thing long. So I think George Pickens should have a decent season as well. I think in a future draft, I'm going to try to get a Pickens-Pickett stack. That'd be pretty powerful. But okay, we're 9 picks away. Hopefully Kincaid makes it to us, because that is a very, very intriguing sort of player, especially if he's playing out of the slot. Having a slot receiver that you can put in your tight end position is a cheat code. So give me all of that. I also really like Samaje Perine down here. Khalil Herbert's an interesting one as well. I've been drafting some Roshan Johnson here and there. So if I could get a Khalil Herbert, I think I would love that. Because Chicago plays the Vikings twice this year. And the fact that we'll have the Chicago stacks plus the Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson stack, ooh, that's spicy. That's spicy, folks. Okay. So Kincaid is going to be our first guy that we want. And then we're probably going to want Samaje just went. Probably Khalil Herbert then. Was Khalil Herbert a rookie last year? Or was he a second-year player? Herbert's right here. Has error bars of 60 that could push him up in the 140 range. Plus, this model doesn't account for him being Kincaid got taken. No. That's all right. Elijah Moore, don't love Elijah Moore here. He doesn't really make sense for our team either. Damian Harris, I like Damian Harris, but the fact that we already have James Cook, it probably doesn't make a ton of sense to take Damian Harris. Where's Damian Harris in here? We're on the clock. Damian Harris. Where is Damian Harris? All right, we'll have to do some troubleshooting to figure out our model a little bit better. But we'll go ahead and take Khalil Herbert. Get that with some more stacks. And then we're going to go ahead and take our boy Antonio Gibson. Since Mr. Antonio Gibson in our model, he's also one of my favorite players. I have his jersey. Antonio Gibson is all the way up here. And why do I love this ranking so much? So not only do I love Antonio Gibson as a player, the man is big, he's fast, he's built like an NFL running back, extremely, extremely athletic. And McKissick left town. That leaves a lot of targets on the table. So I think Antonio Gibson is actually one of the most underrated, underappreciated running backs in the NFL right now. I'm going to be all over Antonio Gibson all offseason. I think my Antonio Gibbs season is finally going to come to fruition. Maybe that's what we name all of our teams. Maybe that's what we name our Twitter. Antonio Gibbs season, give it to me. Love me some Antonio Gibson. And I'm a Washington Commanders fan, have the jersey. The enemy came to our offense. That is going to open up the offense immensely. Antonio Gibson is that gadget sort of player that he can really kind of do a bunch of things with. So I'm excited to see how Bieniemy deploys Antonio Gibson this year. I think he's going to be a focal point of the offense. I think Antonio Gibson is going to be he's probably going to be our highest drafted player because I'm going to try to get Antonio Gibson in every single draft that I'm in. So cheers to that. Kendra Miller just went. All right. If it slips to us, we're going to take Cole Kmet at our pick. We're 13 picks away, though, so that's a pretty far slide for Cole Kmet. But basically what we're going to be doing here now is Cole Kmet just went. We're just going to be doing we're probably just going to punt the tight end position completely now. We'll probably draft another receiver or a running back next, depending on who falls. If Darnell Mooney falls, we'll take Darnell Mooney. If Zay Jones falls, we'll take Zay Jones. Who's the top running back left? So I know Lenny is the top running back left. We could take a look at him. J-Rob, A.J. Dillon, Devin Singletary. Where's Singletary? Did Singletary leave? Where's Singletary? Ooh, Singletary is far down. Okay, we're going to wait on Singletary because I like Singletary down there. And then we'll probably wait on like Leonard Fournette, like way down here. Yeah. Okay, Singletary, Fournette are going to be our next two players that we're going to want to get at running back. At receiver, probably want to go Zay Jones just because Zay Jones is pretty high on our rankings. Yeah, he's all the way up here. Lazar's up here. Even Russell Gage. Oh, Thielen's up here too. Mecole Hardman, Rondale, Tyler Boyd, Jacoby. I think Jacoby went a little while ago. Darnell was our highest player on our board. Who's the top player now? Is Boyd, Rondale Moore, Mecole, Thielen all there? Zay is here too. Jacoby already went, right? All right, so Zay is there. Thielen went too? Yeah, Thielen went. Okay. Rondale's down here. We did take Hollywood, so we could take Rondale. They play the Cardinals. They do not play the Cardinals. Let me check the Vikings schedule. They play the Cardinals. They do not play the Cardinals. Okay. This is a little bit interesting then. Zay just went. Who's top on the board? We didn't get too many Denver. Let's go Dulcich here. We need our first tight end. And Sean Payton should revamp the Denver offense. And then maybe week 17, Chargers, Denver scores a touchdown or something. So could look at Dulcich there. And then at our next pick, this is a tough spot to be in, honestly. I don't love any of the receivers here. I think my favorite player here is Devin Singletary. So let's go ahead and take Devin Singletary in the 13th round. And then when it comes back to us, we'll probably go back to receiver. I wonder, oh yeah, we didn't have the rookies from last year. Dulcich hit a lot of the marks that we do want our tight ends to hit. But we could even look at Dulcich. We'll look at Noah Fant, Gerald Everett, Hunter Henry. Those are some guys we could take far down in the draft. But Dulcich looked decent last year. He didn't look terrible. Oh, also, shout out Underdog. We were part of the Underdog Cardio Club last year. So gotta rock the tank. I don't know how I'm going to do the Underdog Cardio Club drafts this year. I guess I'll probably just do it, and those are the drafts that I won't be able to stream this year. Or maybe I'll buy like a walking treadmill under my desk. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Guys. This guy took Juwan Johnson. I love Juwan Johnson this year. I think he's going to be a beast. But okay. Let us see what we're working with. Okay, we're probably going to want to go back to receiver now at this point. We probably won't need too many of them since we spent so much draft capital on the position early on. So let's look at our receivers. Who's the top guy there? Nico Collins is an interesting one. Is that 100 points, error bars of 66? That could push him up to this range. I kind of don't hate a Nico Collins sort of pick. He just went, never mind. Gallup, MVS, DPJ. Where's Donovan Peoples-Jones on here? Peoples-Jones at 116. So the way that I usually try to use these rankings is like, this is basically just a base number based off of data from the past few seasons, specifically the last 2 seasons. So I try to just apply like context to each of these guys. So like Cooper Kupp, for example, one of the things which my model is currently lacking as well is like an injury variable. I know Cooper Kupp's injury was only a high ankle sprain and it wasn't like something super serious where he needed surgery, but still, yeah, I'm actually surprised Cooper Kupp is this far down. But like, let's see who's a good one that I could kind of highlight. So like, where's Russell Gage at? Russell Gage is still with the Bucks. Huh. Maybe this is a bounce back here for Russell Gage. And people are super, super, super down on the Bucks wide receiver situation in general. So maybe that's something that we can take advantage of by taking like a Russell Gage super late in the draft. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we can go back to tight end here. Oh, Higbee's pretty far down there. Tight end had the smallest error bars. I think that's also a function of the tight end score the least. So I guess if you take the error bars, its percentage is probably about the same. Okay. Is Lenny here? Oh, did Lenny get taken? Oh, no. Okay, so I'm going to take Lenny next. And then we're probably going to go running back, wide receiver. I like Miko down here, actually. Ooh, Marvin Mims. Ooh, all right. I'm going to go Marvin Mims at my next pick. Just because. Oh, Rondale's still here? Damn, I did not expect Rondale to last this long. I actually like this range a lot. Okay, so the way that I'm thinking about this right now, Rondale actually has a pretty good fantasy output on here. So I am going to focus to get what was it? Where's our boy? Where's our boy? Rondale. He's the highest guy on the board. Rondale and Miko are right next to each other. I actually like both of them. But since we already have the Arizona player, since we already have Hollywood Brown, I think Rondale makes sense for us. And I don't think the Cardinals play. I know the Cardinals play Washington, so that could help out there. We'll go Rondale here. And then what are the receivers? Thielen, Gage, Lazard, D-Hop, LaVisca, Sutton, KJ Osborne, Nick Westbrook-Kine, Elijah Moore, Van Jefferson, Quez Watkins, Josh Palmer, DPJ. All right, let's go ahead and draft Rondale. Rondale Moore. And maybe we'll take a shot. Maybe our one rookie receiver will be Marvin Mims. Just because we already took Dulcich. He's stacked with the Chargers. It's the 15th round. Oh, I said I was going to take Lenny. I'll take Lenny in another draft. Took Marvin Mims here. I think he's going to be one of those guys that's going to rise up draft boards. And Marvin Mims was one player I was super, super excited for heading into the NFL draft. A lot of talk was that he was going to get third-round draft capital. So I was really, really excited when the Broncos traded up to get Marvin Mims in the second round. This is Sean Payton's first real contribution in terms of spending draft capital on a player. And he traded up to get Marvin Mims. And there were talks all offseason about Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton being on the move. And then he brings in Mims, who is a super hyper-productive receiver in college. And I can't wait to see this kid play. I've heard a lot of good things. I've watched his film. He looks pretty good on film. And his advanced analytics look incredible. If you don't follow Football Insights on Twitter already, you should go ahead and give him a follow. He gives you some great data on each player that kind of like peels back the cover a little bit. Marvin Mims was one of the guys who in college had over a 1.0 EPA. That's expected points added. So that basically says that Marvin Mims, when he's on the field, he's making the important plays. He's getting the first downs. He's scoring the touchdowns. So I am excited for Marvin Mims. I think he's going to be one of those guys that continues to rise up draft boards, and he's going to be one of those guys that I'm going to be continue hammering back here in the draft, and it fits our team perfectly. So this draft is shaking out pretty well for us. I think we're going to want to go. How many was that? Our 15th round pick. So we have 3 players left. Okay, I think we're going to go one more running back and 2 tight ends to close out the draft. Hopefully Lenny falls to us. If he doesn't, that's okay. And then we'll probably just start stacking tight ends. So we'll go Everett if he falls to us. We'll go. Where's Noah Fant? Noah Fant if he falls to us. Noah Fant will be there. Noah Fant basically goes undrafted in these streets. So I will take some shots on Noah Fant. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about this team, because I think this has a real chance to be the winner. This is already a pretty incredible team. And the fact that we have Mr. Justin Jefferson, that is just absurd. Our model loves Justin Jefferson. I love Justin Jefferson. Everybody loves Justin Jefferson. 101. I can't see him falling off that 101 pedestal all off season. Unless God forbid he gets hurt, which I pray that he doesn't. But hopefully Leonard Fournette falls to us here. That would be pretty prime pickings for us. And then we could go Gerald Everett, Leonard Fournette. That's our ideal duo right here. If Gerald Everett were to go 1 tight end, 2 tight end, 2 tight end, I don't expect any of these guys to take. Oh, he was the last guy that I was worried about. If any of these guys take Gerald Everett, that would be really, really sad because they already have 2 tight ends. Maybe one of them takes Lenny, though. Because Leonard Fournette is going to get signed somewhere. He's going to get signed somewhere. Hopefully none of these guys time out either. If they time out and take Gerald Everett, that would hurt. That would hurt my soul. But Leonard Fournette's going to get signed somewhere. Like he put up, what were his stats last year? He had 189 carries, 668 yards. I know that's not great. He's still getting the workload. 73 receptions. Like, come on. 73 receptions. That's insane. 73 receptions. He's going to get work somewhere. Let's go. They both fell to us. We gambled a little bit, and we got them both. Let's go. Give me Leonard Fournette and Gerald Everett. I am loving this draft. Oh, my God. Let's go. All right, and then we're going to close the draft with one more tight end. Probably going to be Noah Fant. I know Seattle just super upped their entire receiver room. Maybe that's going to open up more underneath stuff for Noah Fant. I mean, Noah Fant's going to be a very touchdown dependent sort of option, but the fact that we have 3 tight ends and then one of those is Noah Fant, who's probably going to be in a very high powered offense. I really, really like that. And then it also makes sense for our team, I think. Double check. Do they play the Seahawks? I think that they do. Maybe they don't. They do not play the Seahawks. Do the Chargers play the Seahawks? Oh, neither of them play the Seahawks. No offense up there. He was included in the Russell Wilson trade. Donald Schultz, Gerald Everett, Hunter Henry. Do they play the Patriots? They do play the Patriots. Do I have any Patriots players? I don't. Is Hunter Henry there? No, Fant. Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry is there. Where's Hunter Henry on our rankings? Oh, not too much further down. Maybe we'll go Hunter Henry because Hunter Henry he's been productive in the past. 75 reception, 9 touchdowns 2 seasons ago, 139.3. And then Hunter Henry does play the Chargers. Does he play the Vikings? If he plays both of them, I'm definitely taking Hunter Henry. I don't think that I saw him on this list, though. He does not play the Vikings. Packers, Bears, Lions. Laporta already went, right? Laporta definitely went. Hunter Henry or Noah Fant? Hunter Henry or Noah Fant, guys? Put it in the chat. $137, $125. Yeah, that's super negligible. Hunter Henry or Noah Fant? Hunter Henry or Noah Fant? Hunter Henry or Noah Fant? So it's the Seahawks offense, which is going to be pretty good. And it's the Patriots offense, who is going to be better than they were last year. And I expect Noah Fant's definitely bouncing back. Oh. That's concerning. All right, maybe for that reason, because Hunter Henry got paid the freaking bag. They got rid of Jonnu. All right, let's get Hunter Henry. Okay. I'm convinced. Hunter Henry, come on down. Why can't I draft him? What happened? It's not your turn to draft? Yes, it is. What is happening? No! What happened, guys? What happened? Did we hit a bug? Did we hit a bug? What happened? No, please tell me it gave me. Please tell me it gave me Hunter Henry. Yay, we got Hunter Henry. Okay. Wow, this is a fun team. I love this team. So this was drafted on 0508. This is a 2673 LAC Minnesota. What's the king? King. Woo! Okay. Let me rename these also because when was this drafted? So this was on Saturday. What day was Saturday? 7th was Sunday. 6th was Saturday. This is Saturday. 0506. Six. Okay. Well, that does it for us, guys. We just plan to do one draft for tonight. Just taking it slow, beginning of the season, just before the actual NFL schedule is released. When was this team drafted? 0506. I think it was the night before. 0505. Go Birds. This is 0505. Okay. Sweet. Okay. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of A Best Ball Draft Today. As always, please like, subscribe, and continue to follow the channel as we're going to be doing this all off season. So hopefully we get to record us drafting the $3 million winning team live. Maybe that was tonight. I'm really, really liking the way that this draft shook out for us. And I'm excited for the season to get started. So thank you all and good night.